It is one of Oahu's most popular and scenic spots, but it's also at the top of a deadly list as the island's #1 place for drowning. KITV4's Paul Drews explains.
The surf is up, and so is the level of alert by lifeguards over the dangers of these bigger waves. Surfers can get in over their heads and need to be rescued. There has even been some notable big wave deaths before, but for the most part, these killer waves are not usually deadly.
Big waves do present a significant challenge for people who are unfamiliar with these strong ocean currents that can pull you out. Of course, the waves themselves are very powerful, but as we look at the data, really it's when it's flat or when the waves are relatively small when people are perishing.
At calm and tranquil places like Hanauma Bay, where thousands come every day to see colorful fish and abundant sea life in the crystal clear waters. Many put on a mask and fins to snorkel for a closer look, some even for the first time.
I've done it once and enjoyed it, so I brought my wife with me this time and see if I can get her out there to try it out also.
It's very simple to do. It's basically just floating on the water.
But Howell says that thinking is wrong.
People think it's a very benign activity. It's very, you just kind of float face down and everything happens. The reality is very different. Snorkeling is quite strenuous.
Small waves, currents, and unfamiliar equipment can make the activity more challenging. For lifeguards, the challenge is spotting a drowning victim from the hundreds of people already floating face down in the water.
It's no yelling, no screaming, no waving, no signs of distress. They just stop in the water. And that's a tough key when you've got all these people out there and trying to keep track of them all.
Snorkeling and swimming are the two most common activities of drowning victims, and so far this year, 4 people have died snorkeling at Hanauma Bay. That's not the only surprising fact about these ocean fatalities.
The drownings that occurred here happened not in the deep part of the bay, but instead in very shallow waters.
These folks are all in their 70s or older. They're in 3 feet of water or less. They could actually have stood up.
At Hanauma Bay, Paul Drews, KITV4 News.